Delta variant is wreaking havoc on companies' return to office plans. Apple and Google are among the latest to push back their return to office plans by a month from September to October. Employment website Indeed is taking it one step further, pushing back their return to office plans from September to January 2022. I want to bring in Indeed's Senior Vice President of HR, Paul Wolfe, to talk about a recent Indeed survey that breaks down what employees are saying about returning to the office. Now, Paul, you're an insider, you work in HR. What are employees saying about returning to the office in September? And do you expect that even more employers might be pushing back that September date?
You know, it's a challenge. The last 17 months have been a challenge for all of us, especially in the HR world. We surveyed 450 employees who have been working from home during COVID. Majority of them, 51%, are feeling good about returning to the office, but 71% of them remain concerned about the health risk related to COVID. The Delta variant, these new variants are far more contagious. I heard in a previous report, it's like they're as contagious as chickenpox, and that harkened back bad memories for me of having chickenpox when I was 21. The pandemic has also changed people's perspectives on what the office is for as well. You know, we've been forced to work from home during a pandemic and other things going on in the world. So this isn't a real work from home environment. But we've seen that 45% of employees now view the office as less important than they did before. And also we've gotten into our own routines. Like, I haven't commuted to the office for 17 months. We've been work from home for 17 months. I like the fact that I can have coffee with my husband and dinner with my husband. And you know, this has become part of my work day now, if you will, because I sleep and work in the same building right now. And we've seen that in this report as well.
And Paul, why has Indeed, your employer, decided to push back that return to office date from September to January 2022? How concerned are workers about the health risks?
Look, I think health risk concerns are at a peak these days because of this pandemic, and we're still learning about what's going on every single day. You know, we made that decision after talking to a medical advisor we've been working with for the last 14 months. And our guiding principle through the entire pandemic has been the health and safety of our employees. And that's why we made the decision to push back our return to the new way of working to January of 2022. We wanted to give some runway there. We wanted to allow for folks in countries that work for us where vaccine rollout isn't as robust as it is in the U.S. to have an opportunity to get it. We've also heard from a medical advisor that a vaccine for the 5 to 11-year-old age range should be available in the fall. We have a lot of Indeedians who are parents, and they're concerned about their children who don't have a vaccine yet. So we took a lot of details into account, but really it's about the health and safety of our employees. We luckily are a technology company. We've been able to work effectively well for the last 17 months from our homes.
I'm struck by how little workers' top concerns about returning to the office have to do with their actual work. I've spoken to a lot of workers who dread having to commute back to the office, hop onto a train during rush hour just to get back in the office in the morning. What are you hearing about commuting? I know that you mentioned yourself that you haven't commuted in a while.
Yeah, so I'm in Manhattan. We're at our house about an hour north of Manhattan. I don't want to get back on Metro North and the subway to get to the office right now. And it's interesting, we've been doing weekly Q&As with our employees for the last year or so. And one of the questions that came up in the Q&A just this past Wednesday was about having to use public transportation in Manhattan in New York. We have an office of about 900 employees in New York. And that's a tough one because, you know, we've heard that the MTA in New York has done, you know, they're doing more cleaning and more filtration, but you are in a confined space with a bunch of people and you don't know vaccine status. So I think being cautious is the right way to go. But you know, there's the risk concern with getting on public transportation. And then there's also just the life that we've kind of gotten used to. There is not, you know, there seems to be a little bit more freedom. I think this has really taken the line between work and life out of the picture altogether. Because like I said, I work in the place that I sleep and live. I get my job done. And as long as my leader, who happens to be our CEO, is setting clear objectives with me and I'm getting my work done, do I really need to physically be back, go to that old paradigm of being in an office to get work done or be viewed as productive? And I think the answer we've all learned through the last 17 months, for many of us is no.
Well, Paul Wolfe, the work paradigm has definitely shifted amid the pandemic. Great to have you on. Thanks so much.
Thank you.